This mod brings the world of My Hero Academia directly into Minecraft. You can see we have a bunch of heroes and villains, and we have quirks. It's a pretty cool mod. You can play as all of these and more. We're going to be showing off some of the characters that you can play as today directly from the anime. And if you want to see me go face to face against some of the villains and heroes playing as different characters, then let me know and we can do another video focusing on that. But for now, let's jump in and show off some of these characters. So the first one we're going to focus on is Deku. Now, you can see I'm already in the gear. If you go into your inventory, you can show everything that you can wear, and you put on the full costume, and there's variants as well. So you have like the shoes, and you have the original costume with the, the alpha costume, and you have just like the beta costume, and then now I have the gamma costume. And then you can see here on the screen as well, I'm scrolling through them. These are the quirks for All for One. So you get these tokens, which are the quirk tokens. You right click and it gives you that particular quirk. So we're gonna show off some of the quirk here. So let's jump up here and just show off firstly the Delaware Smash. So it's just a simple like explosive punch. It doesn't really do a massive amount of damage, but more damage than the normal punch. Then we have the Leap. The Leap lets you transverse really long distances really quickly with One for All, and it's pretty good at getting you around really quickly. Then we have Texas Smash, which is a slightly bigger explosive radius punch, does a bit more damage, and you can hear it as well. It has like a projectile effect too, and it tears through the mountain and tears through blocks as well, so it does a bit of AoE damage, which is quite nice. Then we have Full Cowl, and you can see it's at 10% right now. You can adjust it, so the higher you go, the faster you get, and the further you jump. So this is specifically for Deku, although you can use it with any character skin, or you don't need to have a character skin on. You can just use the quirk. And then we're at 100% Full Cowl, so you can see we can do the jumps massively. And if we combine that with our Leap, you see we go a lot further than we normally would had we just had our normal 0% Full Cowl on. And then to decrease, you just shift, and then whatever your bind to use the quirk is, you just decrease it all the way down back to 0, and you're back to normal. Then we have the Detroit Smash, which is a massive AoE effect. See, it has a 3-second cooldown, lots of damage to be done though, and a nice little particle effect there. And then finally, the special move for All Might, specifically the United States of Smash. And that does a pretty powerful close combat and slightly AoE effect. And it has a 15-second cooldown, so it's a pretty long cooldown. So if you are expecting to use that frequently in your fights, I wouldn't recommend relying on that one too much. Now, I'm not going to show all of the heroes here today, mainly because I want you to explore the mod for yourself. It's definitely worth checking out. So let's go ahead and take off Deku's armor, and we're going to, let's do Shoto next, and we'll take their half hot, half cold quirk. So now you can see my quirk has changed. Let me put Shoto's outfit on, and now I am Shoto with a cape. Shoto doesn't normally have a cape, and you can see they're in the same order. So the ultimate move is always the last one, and then the basic like combat moves are at the start. So Shoto might be one of my favorite characters to use this with. Their first move is their Icy Hot Fist, so you can do some freeze damage and some flame damage as well. You need to do this on a mob, but you can turn these on, and they're independent too, so you can have ice on or ice off, and then you can have fire on or fire off, depending on your preference. Next up is the freeze/burn, so you can see Shoto's freezing the ground all around him. So then if you shift and use the quirk, you'll set fire to multiple things, and it's like a mini flamethrower. It's pretty powerful, and I don't know if this is completely up to date, and I don't want to spoil Season 7 for anyone who hasn't watched it yet, but you should definitely watch it. Next is Ice Skate. Now this is pretty cool. So you just make a platform from wherever you are, you just make sure this is held down, and you make a little ice platform that you can continuously run on, and you don't have to really worry too much about where you're going. Now, if you're doing this in survival, I imagine there is going to be a cooldown on this, but in creative mode, you can just keep running for as long as you want, and the ice bridge disappears once you're done with it. Then we have the ice spikes. Now this is my favorite. This is why Shoto's character in this mod is probably my favorite. So if we wait for this bridge to disappear in front of us, and then launch the ice spikes forward, and they go quite a fair distance. So if we do it again, you can see how far they go, and that's really long range damage, but also a lot of it too. So if you have a line of people that you're fighting, just ice wall them, and you know you're covered at least a little bit. And then it has the fire side. So if you shift and hold R, it gives you a firewall. Now this is more defensive, I would say. It can be used defensively if you sort of run into someone and go, yep, I'm going to burn you. But defensively, I think that would work quite well. Then we have the ice and fire body. So turn them both on, and now I have fire and ice on my body. And then, last but not least, we have Frost Field, which creates an AoE sort of ice area, and you can see that ice spreads around, does a lot of AoE damage, and then we can jump as well and sort of you know, make mini platforms. And you can see I accidentally activated the Prominence Burn as well, which intense fire damage that is going to ruin anyone who tries to get near you. So that's Shoto's quirk. Gonna pop the next one on. So we can either do Derby or Endeavour. And I think I'm gonna check out Derby just purely because I want to take Derby's head too. Because I want the full outfit, the full experience, you know. So let's put on Derby, and it's quite fitting seeing as we just did Shoto. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to switch to cremation. So what you need to do, I don't know if this is going to apply in creative mode, in survival mode, but if you're in creative, you need to make sure you switch off. So now we have cremation, which is Derby's quirk. Now this is pretty powerful. Probably rivals Endeavour. So we have a Fire Blast, which is like just a fireball, but the blue flames that we're used to. Hell's Curtain, which is like a firewall, but again, the blue flames. This is a firewall. This is closer, more defensive, whereas this one's sort of like goes a bit further, so it's more offensive than defensive. You can see it traveling forward a little bit. Then we have Jet Burn, which is like a flamethrower sort of thing, and the flames are blue as well when you catch something on fire, so it won't be the normal orange flames that we're used to. Next we have Flame Cloak, and this gives like a flame defense similar to Shoto's ice and fire. Hovers around you. And then we have, last but not least, Cremation, which is just an insane flaming heat that does massive damage AoE that you can take out basically anyone you need to. So that's Shoto. Not Shoto, that's Derby. And then finally, for now, you have some of the cool ones as well. So you have like Erasure Head, if you want to try Erasure Head. And then finally, you have One for All for One, and Decay. And there's others as well, like I mentioned, like Cementos and the Wind Dude. But this wouldn't be a My Hero video if we didn't at least put on All Might's costume. Now is it? There we go. And then we're going to take One for All. Now we've already shown One for All, so I don't really need to do anything else. But we're just going to leap about as All Might. Because why not? It's fun. This mod has a lot of cool things, a lot of potential. I like the effects. It incorporates like Minecraft's own, you know, like basic effects, like the fire and stuff. It uses Minecraft's particle system rather than, you know, additional effects, which I think is pretty cool. You can see it's the full costume with All Might's signature smile and a bit of my hair poking through. But I recommend you check out this mod. Give it a look. Link will be in the description. We're going to leave that there. If you enjoyed this mod showcase, you want to see more, let me know. Leave a comment on what mod I should check out next. We're going to be doing mod reviews on the channel from now on. And then we also have these rounds set up. If you want me to face the bosses that have been set up for me, then let me know, and we can jump into that.